Hi everyone, I'm Lori. Nice to meet you. I am doing one of my first video on how to apply makeup. Something I honestly really didn't think I would love, but because it's working for me really well and what I'm learning, I just want to help others. I just want to share it with them. So if you find anything that you love in here, that's great. I hope you learned something as well. I am just going to start with all the details on the things I have been using for my skin. So I did my Korean skincare a while ago, but what I've learned first and foremost is make sure your skin is hydrated. So make sure that you moisturize with something really, really good. If your skin isn't hydrated, no makeup is going to look good. If you start putting makeup on a really dry, starky looking face, it's just gonna not be very pretty. So always be sure to start hydrated. And because our faces have movement everywhere, it's important, especially to put hydration in those areas. So before I start my makeup, I go in with this amazing stick balm. So I apply it under my eyes, nasolabial folds. I love it on my lips, 11s, forehead. And if there's any products or anything that you love in this video and you want the link to, just let me know, comment me, and I'll be sure to send them and any information that you would like. Now that we've hydrated in those movable places, now we're ready to apply. Now, the other thing that I've learned, number one, is guess what? Our faces are 3D. They're not one-dimensional. Where I used to put on makeup one color everywhere, that creates a one-dimensional face. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in with a dark color first. Now, what I'm going to be using is what they call a cushion. This is from that Korean skincare that I also use. Have you ever heard of a cushion? Because I never have until now. But this cushion is a mix between a cream and a liquid foundation. So that's really important for mature skin because this specifically is really buildable and really light on the skin. It literally doesn't even feel like you have anything on. I'm just going to go in with my brush and just start darkening the places of my face where usually the sun will kiss it. I like to also, when I'm going in with my cheeks, be sure not to put it in that hollow spot. You want to, I personally, with mature skin, you want to put it on places that are up high, not down low and sunken in, because that's just going to make it even more sunken in, and we don't want that. I also like to go and pull from outer face in. That way it goes dark and takes it lighter in that way. Whereas when I'm usually starting here and brushing out, the opposite is happening. It gets really dark in here and lightens out here. So I prefer to just pull it into my face like this. You can go in each time and build even more. But the important thing is putting on this dark color first. Now, I think they call this a 3 or an E, but kind of bring it over your eyebrow, in and down. I like to, just as my brush doesn't have very much left on it, I kind of like to do those 3s. I'll also go in a little bit under my jawline here. Again, pushing from my chin out. So this is where the darker contrast is. So it looks a little bit more chiseled and feathered out lightly here. Of course, part of beautiful makeup is blending. So just wherever you put your makeup, just blend it out. And if you ever see up close where you maybe have a real big line, these makeup foundation cushions are really good at building and blending. So you could even go in with a lighter color and then blend it out again. It works fantastic. I'm even going to add some on my nose because yes, the sun reaches my nose. a little bit more on the outside than right on top. I'll show you why in a minute. And then I, of course, blend it out again. Also going to go in and add a little bit on my brow bone. I hope this looks okay, because I prefer to look with my glasses on. However, when you're doing videos, you don't always have the best kind of visual as you do when you're doing it on your own. But I like to just add a little bit on there, on my brow bone, blend it in, and that is it with the dark color. The beauty about this makeup is, again, it's buildable. So if you need a little bit more, you can go in with a little bit more, and it doesn't feel heavy or cakey or anything. It literally feels like I have nothing on my skin. Now, another important part about going in with multiple colors in different steps is then you're only applying one layer. And why one layer becomes really important when you're applying makeup is you have less of a chance of getting creasing, caking, flaky, rolling off kind of makeup, because you're only putting on one layer, not a whole layer, then another layer, and then another color layer, etc. You're just putting it in certain spots. So now I'm going to go in with a lighter color. Now what this lighter color is going to do is bring light to certain parts of my face. So I'm going to choose this really light color here. Ooh, it's so pretty. And go in right to the corner of my eye and just straight down. Let's blend that. See what's happening is it's just bringing light to the areas of your face, and that's also giving it that 3D look that we were talking about. And when you have a lot of movement and texture and wrinkles, hello, that's me, most of the time you end up disliking your makeup. So hoping this is going to help. I'm also going to add a little bit of the light color on my lid, because I find as I age, my lids also get a strange purpley, reddy, veiny kind of look, and this just takes that away. I'll put a little bit under my eyebrow. You can also go in now with your light cushion, and I can just start to add a little bit in places where I just want it to be a tad lighter, and it just feels absolutely amazing. And I don't feel bad about using two colors, two products all over my face, because this is skincare infused, so it's actually benefiting my skin by having it on. Who doesn't love that? My next approach will be adding some color. I haven't used this yet, so this will be a good test for me. This is our Crimson Red color. Just gonna put on my glasses for this. Now, oh wow, it's so pretty. And I'm really not a red girl, but hello. That's gorgeous. And it feels like butter. It's actually called a butter lip tint, and I guess for a reason. But this is infused also with things like that giant Bianpool hyaluronic acid. So it's also doing major benefits to your face as well. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of that color to my cheeks and blend it out. Now, because this is a lip tint, you want to blend it out really quickly. You don't have a whole bunch of time. So always, I put it on my wrist first, tap it, and just tap on. Very little at a time, you have more control, and then blend, 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 blend. And then that way you have a way nicer color. And I have seen other women go in and just dab like that and blend. and it works wonderfully for them. It didn't for me, maybe because I'm not so good at it, but what I did learn is going back in with my sponge that comes with the cushion and just apply a little light color over top. Again, so blendable, so you could really just tone it down that little bit. Kind of really liked that color, so I'm going to add a little bit more back. It's really pretty. And what I love about using your lip for your cheek, also your eyes, is it all matches. And when it all matches, it looks really pretty. So let me try a little bit on my eyes. I'm just going same place on that brow bone. I don't like to go in the crease anymore because then that's going to highlight and make my eyes look more hollow, which I don't want. There we go. Just blend that out a little bit. That looks pretty amazing. I am just floored by this amazing makeup. What else you'll notice is because it's so light and buildable, you can still see my skin underneath, which I actually prefer because I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to hide something, because I do have mature skin, but I do want it to look as radiant and glowing and youthful as possible with makeup on. Okay, let me go in and just finish my look here. I'm going to add some eyeliner to the very tops of my eyelids. This, I think, is called tight lining, and I only do it the length of my eyelashes. I don't go all the way into the corner. Some prefer to. Makeup really is all a preference, but what I find is you can make your eye look long and that kind of cat eye, which I love on some people. I don't personally love it on myself, so I like more of an open doe-eyed look. So I only go on the inside exactly where my eyelash is. Then I go in with my mascara. Here's another trick that I learned is a couple things with mascara. First, go in this way with your brush and always let it kind of dry in between applications. So don't just keep building, building, building. Let that one dry, do something else, and then continue to build again from there. This one I'm using is called Ilia. I use my eyebrow pencil, which is the same color, and I use it again just where my iris is, and that's it. And then I just lightly blend it. A little bit like that. I'm just going to blend that out. And what I found is it just makes your eyes pop that little bit. Now I'm going to go in with my second application of my mascara, and this is my other tip, is who uses their wand this way. What I found was that it actually works better than this way. I'm kind of half looking into a mirror because it's really hard to see in your phone what exactly you're doing. But what this can do is you can really kind of go in and grab an actual eyelash to highlight it, which I absolutely love. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And for the last finishing touch, I'm going to go in with a setting spray. Again, never used to be a makeup person, ever use makeup setting sprays, but this again is that Korean skincare brand, so it's built in lots of nourishing, skin protecting, healing ingredients. So it feels amazing. It's very refreshing. Just gonna hold my makeup and make it last and also give me that amazing glow without having to use pretend highlighters, because it doesn't matter which way I move my face, it is going to be nourished, glowing, and beautiful. For my last finishing touch, oh, here's another tip. Because I have such thin lips, I prefer to use this lip oil in the middle of my lips, right in the center. I will and can put it all over, but if I just highlight the center a little bit, it just makes my lips visually look a little bit larger than they are. Go out and try some makeup. No matter what it is, hydrate first and most important. That's going to set your makeup apart. Choose colors and makeup that does something good with your skin as well. Color and buildability is very helpful, and go in with something that's going to make it stay.